Hello there, fellow stitchers. Welcome back to Crafting 101. Today we'll be doing the finishing of Sugar Stitch's Holiday Sweethearts from our Valentine's Day stitch along. I have prepped all of the pieces using OLFA's 45mm rotary cutter alongside Omnigrid's square ruler. I went ahead and prepped the bow using Aleene's turbo tacky glue. And for the rest of the project, we'll be using a hot glue gun to bind the project together. And with that, let's get into it. We will first take our pre-cut press-on self-stick mounting boards, which we have available on our website in various sizes. In this case, I used one of the 8x10 boards and cut it into two 5x5 squares. Carefully then peel off the liner of one of your squares to expose the self-stick surface. Then we will use one of the four 5x5 pre-cut batting squares. We have a wide variety of batting to choose from. I decided to use some that I had already cut into, and I'll be using 2 for each square to help give the final project a bit more depth. With this being said, let's get started on this crafting adventure. Take your prepped press-on board and one of the batting squares and carefully line the two and press them together until they are firmly attached. Once this is done, cut off any excess batting, and then we will move on to the next square and repeat the same process. Once the two press-on squares are attached to the first layer of the batting, use a light layer of hot glue to attach the second layer to the first. Don't forget to cut any excess batting if necessary, and then repeat the same process with the second 5x5 square. Now we will designate which 5x5 square will be at the top, where our stitch project will go, and the bottom, where our fabric of choice will go. We went with the Grunge Seeing Stars Duchess from Basic Gray, but feel free to get creative with your choice on this part. Now that we know which square is which, let's get started mounting this beautiful masterpiece, Holiday Sweethearts, to our top press-on board. First, we will make sure that our project is as center as possible and then begin mounting by taking one of the four corners and folding it onto the board, creating a 90-degree angle and using the hot glue to secure the corner. After you're happy with this placement, move to the next corner of the same side of the project and repeat the process. Once the two corners are secure, glue down the top flap. Make sure to pull it taut before pressing the fabric into the glue. This will help in not having an uneven border around your finished project. Now we will repeat this process on the opposite side of the project to help keep the fabric from distorting or sliding to the side. When you have the first two sides finished, repeat this step on each side of the top board until you are finished. See, doesn't it look so cute? Now go through the same process with your bottom board and your fabric of choice. And once these are done, take a deep breath. The hardest part is done. Now we will take the finished bottom board and the pre-cut white ribbon. We will be attaching the ribbon as a hanger for you to use to mount on the wall or even on your Christmas tree. Line up the ribbon in the middle as best as you can and apply the hot glue to the board, and then press the two ends of the ribbon onto the board and wait for it to dry. On the same board, we will be attaching our pom-poms from Dames in the Needle. Now we have plenty of trim to choose from, but I really wanted to get as close as possible to the example Sugar Stitch has provided for the pattern. So this is what we'll be using for the sake of the video. We will be using the hot glue again to attach the pom-poms to the edge of our piece so that it sticks out enough to give a little pizzazz to our project. Now the best way I've found to do this is to start at the top center of our project and slowly work my way down around till I get back to the top. Just remember, when you get to the corner, cut a small slit in the pom-pom border to make it easier to fit on the corners without protruding out. Would you look at that? All decorated and ready for the main piece to be put on. Now, for the moment we have all been waiting for, attaching the bottom and the top squares together. Use a good amount of hot glue to get as much coverage as possible. Then carefully line up the top and the bottom and press firmly together. Hold for 30 seconds to make sure the glue dries, and then voila! You have a finished piece you can hang up wherever fits your fancy. But wait, I almost forgot the best part, the bow! We actually went ahead and prepped our bow using turbo tacky glue from Aleene's. And now all you have to do is attach it to the top of our project using, you guessed it, hot glue. Once you have your bow placed where you like it, feel free to make adjustments to the tails or trim them to your desired length. And there you have it, a nice finished cross-stitch masterpiece. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Crafting 101. If you have any other ideas on what we can do for our future episodes, please leave a comment below. Until next time, happy stitching!